Hi friends, welcome back to another Pick a Card reading. In today's reading, we are going to answer the question, what special wish is being granted for you? So we're going to be finding out what wish of yours is coming true and the details around it. Remember, this is just a general reading, so simply take what resonates and leave what does not. These readings are always meant to empower you. If you would like to explore my podcast or my online shop, check out the links in my description. Now, if you are new to Pick a Card readings, here's how it works. The first thing that you're going to do is you are going to pick the pile or the crystal that you are the most intuitively drawn to. So we do have pile 1 here with the Celestite crystal. And you'll notice today that your crystal will match your card. So this is Celestite, this is Celestite. So pile 1, we have Celestite. We have pile 2 here with Scolecite. We also have pile 3 here with the rose quartz crystal. And then we have pile 4 here with the carnelian crystal. You can choose one pile, you can choose more than one, or you can choose all of them. It's totally up to you. But when you're ready, go to the description of this video and find the timestamp that is linked to your pile. Then you can skip ahead to your reading all about answering the question, what wish is being granted for you? Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I will see you on the inside. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. Okay, so pile 1, the first card that you have here is the Page of Swords, the Strength card, and this one says Fennel. You have the Imagine and Envision card. You also have Trine, Sextile, this one says Symbiosis. You have Peaceful Resolution. And then you have your Celestite card that you chose in the beginning of the reading. And then you have your Starfish card here. And then you have a Super Attractor affirmation. This one says, true manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. Okay, so pile 1, what special wish is being granted for you? So we have the Page of Swords here to start out with. And this card is typically associated with things like having mental agility, curiosity, and having this very youthful approach to life's challenges. So I do think that what's being granted to you is intellectual growth and new ideas. I think that mental clarity and learning and understanding is going to be coming your way. I feel like you're either going to start some sort of new learning or like educational journey. Maybe you're gonna acquire a new skill, or maybe you're gonna gain insight into a situation that has been like confusing you. So I really do feel like whatever special wish is coming true for you is one of like communication and expression. So for those of you who have been wishing for either like better communication or like a better ability to express yourself with clarity and confidence, just know that that wish is going to be fulfilled. So I don't know if some of you here are going to have the opportunity to speak your truth or write or share your ideas in some way. Maybe for those of you who wish to start a podcast, that could be coming true for you. Or for those of you who want to put your writing or your poetry out there, maybe that wish is coming true for you. For some of you who want to get into music or singing, maybe that wish is coming true for you. The realm of the swords is all about the mind, the intellect, communication, and being very crafty with our words. So I do think that you're going to be starting a new journey as it has to do with like the realm of like the mind, or like using your intellect or having a very sharp wit about you. So yeah, I do think that you're going to be experiencing a lot of new adventures and maybe a lot of new experiences, because this card also talks about things like exploration and discovery. So I do think that maybe like new adventures or stepping into unfamiliar territories could be a thing for you coming up. I think that maybe for some of you, you're going to be able to manifest some travel or maybe a new job opportunity or something that really like broadens your horizons. Now, I do think that you're going to feel this like really exciting rush of enthusiasm and curiosity in your life. So I do feel like the next period of your life is going to be filled with a very youthful zest for life. I feel like you're going to be eager to explore, and you're going to be like really game to take on new challenges with a very fresh and new perspective. Now, coming back to the whole like cutting through confusion part that we were speaking about earlier, because the Page of Swords does talk about like cutting through any sort of confusion and, you know, bringing in more clarity and cutting through things like deception, right? So if you've been wishing for the truth to be made clear to you, or like the truth to be revealed, or to have some sort of clear understanding of a situation, just know that that wish is being granted for you. I don't know if some of you are going to be like resolving conflicts with someone or something, or like maybe making a very important decision, but I do think that in terms of like what special wish is being granted, you're going to be given the gift of like creativity and like inventiveness. I think that all of a sudden, like this rush of kind of this like curiosity and this ability to like think outside of the box is going to be coming to you. Like I just see like the creative sparks flying. Your problem solving skills are going to be improving. I think that maybe you're going to help others, or maybe even yourself, to come up with solutions to different challenges. But yeah, I do feel like you're going to be navigating like life with a lot more of a sharp and discerning mind. So this card can talk about starting things with a beginner's mindset. So again, it's this theme of like new beginnings, or like having this very like fresh, uninhibited enthusiasm. Like I remember when I was first learning how to read tarot cards and do oracle cards and all that kind of stuff, there was just this like really like fresh, youthful sense of like exhilaration and excitement that I had with it, because that was the period of time where like you don't know what you don't know, but like curiosity and like excitement was really leading the way and really like driving my carriage forward, right? Now, we also have the Strength card here. This one says Fennel. We have Virgo energy here. So I don't know if some of you are Virgos, or maybe you have another Virgo in mind, or this could just be the energy at play here. And Virgo is very analytical and very rational. Virgo is associated with purity and having really good organization skills and being very much dedicated to service. So I don't know if those are going to be some of the themes that you're going to see in this next chapter of your life, but I definitely think that you're going to be getting this big boost in like personal power and like personal strength. If any of you are going through some sort of challenge right now, just know that you're going to be able to navigate the situation with a little bit more ease and smoothness, right? And grace. You're going to be bringing this sense of confidence into this thing, because I think that any sort of challenges that once seemed like way too big for you, they're going to feel like an opportunity for growth and for learning, right? And I think it's cool that we have like double swords, right? Double sword energy. So clarity, truth, communication, you know, those things are going to be coming your way. But I do think that you're also going to be experiencing this big surge in like self-assurance, right? I think you're going to be really trusting that you're going to have the ability to take on new projects or take on new responsibilities. I keep hearing like belief in your abilities. So I do think that this newfound confidence that is coming your way is going to open new doors to things like leadership roles or new ventures that maybe you felt hesitant about before. But I think now you're going to be coming in with a whole lot more confidence and like a can-do attitude, and I just keep hearing like you're going to be showing up for yourself 100%. Now, I do think that maybe for some of you who have been going through like kind of periods of low energy, or you haven't been feeling your best physically, just know that maybe even like physical strength will be coming back, or like physical health will be coming back. I think that maybe for some of you, your body is going to be feeling stronger. Maybe some of you are going to be adopting a healthier lifestyle. But yeah, I just keep hearing the word wellness. So that could be a theme coming up for you as well. I also feel like you're going to be, like for some of you, you're going to be finding a more secure and like protected environment. I don't know if that's something that you're going to manifest in your personal life or maybe your home or your career. I think that for a lot of you, you're going to manifest a very supportive community or maybe like a safe or stable place that really allows you to thrive. So yeah, I do feel like for many of you here, you're going to be getting like some sort of career advancement. So maybe a promotion or like a new job opportunity that really aligns with your skills and your aspirations, and something that really allows you to demonstrate your strength and your leadership. Now, I also feel like there's going to be a lot of personal development that comes with this period of your life too. So I think that you're going to be focusing on either learning a new skill, you're going to be learning more about yourself. I think that for those of you who are interested in personal development, learning more about yourself, your strengths, your needs, I do have a podcast that's all about self-discovery and introspection. It's called the That's Deep podcast. I have it linked in the description for you. I go over a lot of different tools that you can use to help to understand yourself on a deeper level so that you can improve your life and your career and your relationships and so much more. So I go over things like Myers-Briggs personality types, astrology, how to understand your birth chart. I've interviewed a bunch of different people of various different personality types and different signs, and a lot of them happen to be entrepreneurs, and they do share their story about how they manifested their dream life or the life that they live now, and how they've created their own freedom and their own, sense of autonomy in their life. So check that out if you're interested. Link is in the description. But let's get back to this reading. So I do think that your relationships are also going to be strengthening as well. I think that they're going to be more supportive, and it's going to feel like just this really wonderful mutual foundation for growth. We also have the Imagine and Envision card here. So with this one, I feel like you could be on the brink of achieving like some really big breakthrough in a creative field. Maybe some of you are painters or writers or musicians like I spoke about earlier, or really any other form of art. But I do feel like you're probably going to be recognized for your talent. So that is going to be like a wish that's being granted for you. I feel like many of you here are going to be finishing like a long-term project, and if you've been working on a new idea or a new invention, then this could be the moment where things really come to fruition for you. I really think that you're going to be like receiving the support needed to bring that vision that you have to life, because I feel like for so many of you, you want to manifest so many different things for your life. Many of you here want to manifest stable finances, abundance, prosperity. Some of you want to manifest more love, more time with pets. Maybe some of you want to manifest more luck for yourself, maybe more positions of leadership or being recognized or honored. Maybe some of you want to manifest a new home. This is going to be a really good time for you to get really clear on what you want to create and co-create for yourself in this lifetime, because when we get really clear on what we want, that's when we can magnetize things that we truly want to ourselves a lot more easily and a lot more smoothly. I do think that for those of you who have been really diligently visualizing some sort of particular goal, you're going to be starting to see those steps unfold towards achieving it, whether that's a new career for you or like a personal milestone or an educational endeavor. I just feel like this imagining and envisioning is going to bring you fresh starts. So maybe some of you here are going to manifest a new job, or maybe you're going to move to a different place or begin a new chapter in your personal life, or maybe you manifest like a new relationship or a significant lifestyle change. I just feel like you are definitely expanding your horizons in some way. So I don't know if you're going to be opening yourself up to things like new experiences or new opportunities. I think that you're going to be exploring paths that maybe you haven't considered before. But pile one, I do feel like you are going to be meeting influential people. So I don't know if some of you are about to meet someone who will significantly impact your life. Maybe this will be somebody like a mentor or a friend or a partner. But I do think that this connection is going to help bring your visions to life in some really cool and unexpected ways. I also feel the energy of you building a community here. So I think that you're probably going to find your people, right? You're going to find the people that share your vision, they share your aspirations. And I do think that they're going to be, you know, true friends, people that actually provide support and inspiration and maybe even collaborate with you and want the best for you. I also feel like you're going to see your dreams and desires manifesting in very tangible ways, right? So I think that maybe for some of you, you're going to be like seeing the fruition of some long-held dreams, or maybe like something that you've imagined for a long time. So I think that this card reminds us to reflect on what we've been daydreaming about or what we've been imagining. You know, is there any sort of long-term goal that you've been working towards? If any of you out there felt a pull towards something that was new, or, you know, it's a new opportunity for you. Have any of you out there envisioned for yourself something that seemed very distant, but now it feels closer? I think that reflecting on these things can really help to align our thoughts and our feelings. And it really does make things clearer in terms of what we're trying to manifest in our life. I think one part of the journey is that sometimes we need to stay open and flexible during the manifestation process. This speaks to being open about how our wish might come true, because sometimes our dreams, they actually manifest in unexpected ways, right? So it's not about being super rigid and having this very like rigid, tight expectation of like how things are gonna come through for you, right? I think it's all about getting clear on the what you want, and kind of releasing your grip on how things are gonna happen or how things come through for you. That doesn't mean we don't do our part, we don't co-create, we do. But this is talking more about kind of releasing the micromanaging of it all. Okay, so the next card that we have here is Trine Sextile. This one says Symbiosis. So in astrology, things like trines and sextiles represent harmonious and supportive relationships between planets. So this often talks about the flow of positive energy. It can talk about opportunities and ease in the areas of life that they influence. So I do think that, well, let's talk about a trine. So trines are known for being effortless and having this very beneficial energy. And trines connect planets in the same element. So, you know, for example, fire, earth, air, water, right? So this aspect actually promotes our natural talents, ease, and really opportunities that require little effort for us to harness. Now, sextiles are things that represent a very cooperative and supportive connection between planets that have complementary elements, right? So like fire and air, or earth and water. And it also talks about opportunities and possibilities that might require some action or some initiative to like realize it fully, right? So when we talk about symbiosis in astrology, it talks about this mutually beneficial relationship where like different energies or different people can work together to create something greater than their individual parts. So this often talks about blending talent, you know, blending resources or blending influences to really go ahead and achieve this very harmonious outcome. So I'm thinking that in terms of what special wish is being granted, I feel like you're going to be experiencing this like effortless growth or this effortless progress in your career, your finances, your personal development, your relationships. I definitely think that these opportunities are going to come to you naturally, and I think that your skills and your talents are definitely going to be recognized and rewarded without you having to struggle a lot. Now, when we talk about a sextile, I think that many of you here are going to find new avenues for career growth or personal development that might require you to take some initiative. So things like networking and collaboration and really seizing opportunities can lead to really big growth and like really big advancements for you. With the trine, I feel like any sort of like existing relationships are going to be deepening for you, and they're going to become more fulfilling. So I do think that you're going to have this period of peace and very like mutual understanding and harmonious times with loved ones and partners. And I think this is going to enhance your like your social and emotional life. With the term sextile here, I think that new relationships or new partnerships might be forming. I think that these are going to be mutually beneficial. So whether this is in romance or friendships or things like business, I think that these connections can actually bring you new possibilities and growth if you really do actively engage and invest in them. I think that this is a time where creative pursuits and hobbies are definitely going to flow with ease for you. I definitely think that so many of you here are going to find inspiration that comes naturally. And I do think that your creative expressions are going to be well received without having like too much effort, right? So I do feel like with the sextile, many of you here are going to be discovering either new creative projects or hobbies that, you know, while they require some effort to start, they're going to provide you with like really great satisfaction and success once you start engaging with them. Now, I also feel like there's going to be financial opportunities coming your way. So financial gains or stability might be coming more easily with the theme of trine. And I do think that any sort of investments or income sources that you have are going to be performing better than expected, in terms of like what special wish is being granted for you. I also feel like with sextile, there's going to be some opportunities for you to improve your financial situation. This could be through partnerships or new ventures or side projects. I just think that these things are going to require some effort to initiate, but they're going to be rewarding in the long run. I also think that in terms of themes coming up for you, in terms of what wish is being granted, I see things like good health, good vitality coming your way. Maintaining your well-being is going to feel very natural and effortless. Some of you might be finding a new fitness routine or a diet that works really well for you. And I'm not talking about like extreme dieting or like not eating or like robbing yourself of nutrients. Not that kind of diet. I'm talking about more of like a more wholesome diet, or like I keep thinking about the whole plate, you know, eating a healthy, wholesome, quote unquote diet with this thing called the whole plate. And it was like this very cool visual representation of like everything that should be on your plate, all the different varieties and all the different things that it gives you. So I'm just thinking like in that term, like I keep hearing the word wellness. So for those of you who like, these are just a couple examples. So for those of you who are like heavy drinkers or like heavy smokers, like maybe some of you are just gonna be like, I'm gonna kind of like, I'm gonna reduce those behaviors because maybe you've been seeing their impact on your health or your wellness or, you know, your mental or emotional well-being or physical well-being. For those of you who haven't been like moving your body a lot and you've kind of been living more of a sedentary life, maybe you're gonna decide that you're gonna take a 5-minute walk on the treadmill every single day, or you're gonna take a 30-minute walk in your neighborhood or on a path somewhere that feels good to you. I just think that you're going to be making some like overall changes that have to do with your wellness, and I think that that's also going to pay off big time for you too. Like I keep hearing mental clarity and like physical clarity. You're just going to be like this very clear vessel once you start pouring into like self-care and wellness and all of that kind of stuff. And along with that, I also feel like professional success is 100% coming your way. I think that for many of you here, you might effortlessly receive a job offer, maybe a promotion or some sort of recognition in your field. And maybe even for some of you, maybe you're going to have like a new business partnership or a collaborative project that comes up. And for some of you here, I feel like there's also the element of like romantic fulfillment. Some of you here could be deepening a connection in an existing relationship, like I was speaking about before, where things flow smoothly, or maybe a new romantic opportunity comes up and maybe you're going to be exploring it. I just feel like there's a big energy of like achievement and abundance, and a period where like your career and your relationships and your creative pursuits and your finances and your health, they all flow to you with ease, and it just feels like this effortless flow. So yes, we also have the Peaceful Resolution card. So in terms of what wish is coming true for you, we have, okay, so in terms of what wish is coming true for you, for those of you who have been experiencing tension or conflict in any of your relationships, whether that's with family or friends or maybe a significant other, if you have been wishing for a peaceful resolution, just know that it's on your way. right? So finding a way to understand each other better, or reaching a compromise, or really healing this rift is going to come your way. So I think that you might be, for some of you out there who are dealing with like disagreements or misunderstandings, whether that be at home, at work, in your creative space, wherever it may be, just know that a peaceful resolution is coming your way, right? So I think that you're going to have a more harmonious environment. I think you can look forward to internal peace and emotional balance. I think that for those of you who have been struggling with things like stress and anxiety and having internal conflicts, I do think that maybe like you'll find strategies or support systems that's going to help to give you this sense of peace and well-being. Again, the theme of clarity is coming in, but especially as it has to do with decision making. So for those of you who have been torn between different choices or different paths, just know that a peaceful resolution could mean that you're going to gain the clarity and the confidence to make decisions that feel absolutely right for you, and things that reduce any sort of internal turmoil. Now, for some of you here, I think that there's going to be a resolution of unfinished business. So for some of you, maybe there's some unresolved issues from the past that have been weighing on you. Just know that a peaceful resolution could involve you finding some closure, whether that's through directly communicating with the person, or, going through a forgiveness practice, or really kind of working on acceptance. If there's any sort of like wounds from the past that you have, just know that healing and moving forward in a way that brings peace to your heart and mind is definitely going to come your way. I do feel the element of forgiveness here, so I don't know if you're going to forgive others or maybe even forgive yourself for past actions or mistakes, but I do think that this element of forgiveness is going to lead to a release of any sort of negative feelings, and it's really going to help you embrace this feeling of peace and understanding. And now, I always talk about forgiveness, and forgiveness not being an act to excuse the other person of poor behavior or to sweep things under the rug. It's never about that, but it's about releasing an emotional debt that you've been carrying, right? So like, have you ever been in conflict with someone, and instead of expressing how you feel to them, you just hold it all inside? You let that resentment fester. Over time, it becomes this really heavy burden to carry. And so when I talk about forgiveness, it's more about holding space to allow yourself to feel what you feel, right? Acknowledge your feelings. And then, once you've sat with them, once you've processed them, and this could, take days, weeks, months, years, right? It just depends on your own personal timeline. But when you are ready to kind of release and let go of that heavy emotional baggage that you've been carrying, that's kind of like what we're talking about here. Okay, so the next card that we have here is the Celestite crystal card. It's the card that you chose earlier in the reading. This is the same thing as the Celestite crystal here. Remember, if you were interested in getting your hands on any of these crystals that you see here today, or any of the other crystals I have in my crystal shop, visit the link in the description and it'll bring you to my online shop. I also sell crystal jewelry as well as non-crystal jewelry too. I have some really cute pieces in my shop, so definitely be sure to check it out if that's something that you're drawn towards. But anyway, back to Celestite. What it is. Blue-gray Celestite is a delicate sulfate mineral with airy, buoyant blue cotton candy vibes. It gets its name from the Latin word for heaven, and if you close your eyes and ask nicely, maybe it will take you there. Who needs it? Anyone brazenly ignoring the consistent inner voice that actually has some good ideas for how you might better handle this whole life thing. Where to put it? As a calming adornment wherever you meditate or pray. When to use it? When it's time to stop and really listen. With Celestite as a guide, you might be surprised with what you hear. This one says, tune into your serenity. Okay, so pile one. I do feel like part of this wish that's being granted to you is that you're going to have, again, peace and ease and flow coming into your life, right? Things are going to feel serene. Things are going to feel easy, right? Things are going to feel smooth. Things are going to feel calm. Maybe things are even going to feel slightly meditative. Things are just going to feel in flow. Things are going to feel really good and peaceful and calm for you. Now, we also have the starfish card here, and starfish, it holds a lot of different symbolism in terms of spirituality. It represents things like renewal, like regeneration, and things like divine guidance and protection. So One of the biggest things about starfish is that they're able to regenerate any sort of lost limbs that they have. So this symbolizes the renewal and the ability to recover and grow through any sort of hardship or challenges or adversity that we go through. The starfish really teaches us that even when we face significant loss or change, we can regenerate and heal, and we can actually come out stronger and more resilient on the other side. Now, this talks about our personal growth and our transformation. It really truly reminds us that anything is possible and that it's possible to rebuild and find strength even after we go through difficult or traumatic experiences. Now, the star shape of the starfish is also linked to the divine and the celestial realms, which I think is super cool because so is Celestite here. In so many different cultures, stars are seen as symbols of guidance and protection, and we also see stars as things that lead us towards our true path. So I do think that this probably suggests that you're being guided and protected by a higher power, right? So I think that this reminds us to have faith and really trust in our journey. And it reminds us that we're not alone and that there truly is this higher guidance at work, whether you believe that's the universe, your higher self, God, whatever it is that resonates with you, because I always say on this channel, we have room for everybody's beliefs. Just because you believe in one thing and somebody else doesn't believe in that, or they believe in a different sort of belief system, it doesn't make them wrong, doesn't make you wrong, doesn't make anybody wrong or right. We're all entitled to our own opinion. We're all entitled to our own beliefs. And I think that the more that we make room and give space and hold space for other people and their unique differences and their needs, that we can all come together a lot more harmoniously, right? We can all bring our unique talents and our strengths to the table. The overall message with starfish here is to follow your inner compass and really trust in the process of your life. I also think that this has something to do with like sensitivity or intuition. So maybe for some of you out here, I don't know if you're doing any spiritual work, psychic work, maybe your job is one of a spiritual nature for some of you. Those are just a couple examples though. But starfish can also talk about having a heightened intuition and being able to navigate life with sensitivity and awareness. So I do think that your intuition and your sensitivity are going to be themes in terms of what sort of blessing or what sort of wish is coming true. I also feel like there's this deep connection to mysticism and the ocean. So I don't know, for some of you, like if you've been hoping to have more beach days or to spend time by the beach or the ocean or near water, just know that that wish is coming true for you. This one says, I long for salt air in my hair. Yeah, so I see for many of you here, you're going to be either out at the beach, traveling to some destination that has like coastal areas or like bodies of water. For those of you that aren't going to do that, or like aren't going on some sort of physical travel or don't desire to do that, and you just want to do more self-care, I actually am like a huge proponent for advocating for Epsom salt baths. So yeah, if you just like need a relaxing spa day at home, maybe get yourself like a bag of Epsom salt. I got one from Target the other day and it's like lavender Epsom salt, and I just throw it in my tub and kick back and relax. I think I also have this, I got like one of those like tub like mats that you can like sit on and stuff, make it comfortable in there. So yeah, I feel the energy of like rejuvenation, self-care, pouring into yourself, connecting with the element of water in some way. We also have your super attractor card, and this one says true manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. Interesting. So not only do I think that you're manifesting really positive things for yourself, but you're also manifesting things for other people too. So I don't know if some of you here take care of loved ones, or maybe you have children, or you take care of family members, or you take care of pets. Maybe some of you are just taking care of yourself, but I do feel like you're manifesting something for the highest good of all. So maybe you're manifesting more income that supports your whole family, or maybe you're manifesting more opportunities that gives you a chance to create more time or present time with your loved ones. There's so many different options here, but I do think that you're manifesting something for the highest and best good of all. Okay, so I want to get into our tea leaf fortune cards. Let's get any additional information that you might need to know for your highest and best good. Pile 1. Okay, we have tree, affairs with your family, tulip, great passion, carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. You also have jug, light-hearted, carefree time. We have clouds, temporary problems. Recognition, reward for merit, basket. We have dog, close up, pleasure with a close friend. We have unicorn, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. I love that all of these cards like confirm so many of the things that we've been talking about in the reading. So remember how I was saying that true manifesting, well, so with the super attractor card, remember how I was saying that you're going to manifest something that's for the highest and best good of all? So the tree, this one says affairs with your family. I do think that you're manifesting positive things for your family, or for those of you who have been going through it with your family in a tough way or in a challenging way. Just know that these are temporary problems. Good things are on their way to you. If you feel like you've been going through a journey, either physical or mental, and if the road has been tough or been rocky or there's been a lot of ups and downs, just know that any sort of problems that come up, they're temporary. I think that with tulip here, this one says great passion. I feel like this is a reminder that the special wish that's being granted to you is something that you're very passionate about, or something that's really going to light you up and get that fire going within you. And I feel like many of you here have been like really toiling away at something, like working really, 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 really hard at something, really planting the seeds, really setting your intentions. And I do think that you will 100% get recognition and reward for merit, right? You are going to be receiving that prestige and that recognition that you so deeply deserve, pile 1. Now we also have dog, close up. We have pleasure with a close friend. So I think this again talks about you being able to look forward to having harmonious relationships, friendships, work relationships, all those kinds of things. And then we also have unicorn here. This one says use your intuition to make beneficial changes. So again, we spoke about intuition earlier. We spoke about following that intuition, trusting yourself. And I do think that your intuition is going to be, again, a huge theme in terms of the way that you navigate life, in the way that you kind of follow your own arrow and your own compass. So yes, thank you so much, pile 1. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose, because I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I do hope to see you on the next video after this. I have a playlist with a ton of pick-a-card readings on my channel for you to explore, but if not this time, I will see you back on the next reading. Bye, pile 1. Hi, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. Okay, so pile 2. The first card that you have here is the Queen of Cups. You also have grounding. This one says potato. You also have sun and stars. You have third house, communication. You also have perfect timing. You have the Scolecite crystal card that you chose earlier in the reading. And then you have a sun card here. I think that's cool that we have sun and stars and then another sun here. And then we have a super attractor affirmation card. This one says, when I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature. So let's start here with the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups here, this card typically talks about things like emotional depth, intuition, compassion, and having this very nurturing energy. So I feel like in terms of the wish that is coming true for you, you can expect emotional stability and peace coming your way. So if some of you out there have been like wishing for inner peace or inner tranquility or some sort of emotional healing, just know that it's coming your way. So this could mean that maybe for some of you, you find ways to manage your emotions better, or maybe you overcome past traumas, or maybe you're just looking to like achieve a state of calm and balance. I also feel like for those of you who have been hoping for some sort of like reconciliation or healing in a relationship, this card can talk about that as well. And so if you've been hoping for that, just know that this wish will be granted. I feel like you're going to find deeper understanding and forgiveness and maybe this emotional bonding with other people. Now, the Queen of Cups is also extremely intuitive, and she's very in tune with her inner world. I think that for some of you here, you're going to be receiving the gift of strengthening your intuition. I think that you're going to be trusting your instincts more, and I think that you're also going to be making decisions that really align with your true self. I also see spiritual growth here for you. I do think that you're going to be deepening your spiritual journey in some way. You're going to be feeling this deeper sense of connection with your spiritual beliefs and finding guidance and wisdom within yourself. For those of you out there who have been wishing for a more supportive and understanding relationship, just know that this one is going to be fulfilled. So this card also talks about things like empathy and kindness. So maybe this could manifest as you having stronger and more nurturing connections with those around you. On the flip side, I feel like you might find that you are becoming more of a nurturing presence for others. So I don't know if you're going to be providing emotional support or care to those in your life. Maybe this has something to do with your career role or maybe your role at home. Okay, so this is just a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But for a specific some of you, if you've been wishing to either get pregnant or to have a child or to bring a child into your life, just know that that wish could be something that's being granted for you all as well. For those of you who are not interested in becoming parents or not interested in becoming pregnant or anything, disregard that. Remember, general reading. This will encompass a lot of different things for a lot of different people. But just wanted to share that message before moving on. I feel like I kept getting the word mother, mother, mother. But I also feel like for those of you who either have a community of people out there, or whether that community is online or whatever it is, maybe people see you as that mother archetype, someone who's very supportive, someone who's very much a leader, someone who's very nurturing and compassionate and loving and caring. So yes. Now this card also talks about creativity and artistic endeavors. So I don't know if some of you are going to be tapping into your creative expression, whether that's through art or music or writing or any other form of creativity. I do feel like you're going to be granted the wish of experiencing a lot more inspiration and artistic energy. And so I think that this is really going to help you manifest any sort of creative vision with ease and a lot of emotional depth. This card can also talk about having this deep sense of personal and emotional fulfillment. So I don't know if for some of you out there, you've been wishing to find more happiness and more joy and more satisfaction in your life. If you are, just know that a sense of contentment and gratitude is going to flow your way in the near future. This card also encourages things like self-care and self-love. So for those of you who have been wanting to pour more time into themselves or wanting to carve out more times to take care of yourself, just know that you might be granted like more time and more space to nurture your own emotional needs. And I think that this is going to lead you to a stronger sense of well-being and self-compassion. So yeah, I do think you're going to be making more time for self-care. You're going to be nurturing your own emotional needs. I think that you're going to be cultivating empathy around you. You're going to be trusting your intuition. Things are going to feel really creative and really exciting. And I really do think that you're going to deepen your spiritual practices. So yeah, I just think overall you're creating this life that's very emotionally rich and balanced and very fulfilling. We also have the grounding card here. This one says potato, and we have Virgo energy here. So I don't know if some of you out there are Virgos, maybe another person in mind is a Virgo. This could just be the energy at play here. Virgo is very analytical, they're very organized, they're very systematic. This is the sign of purity. This is the sign of being of service to others. So those could all be some themes as it has to do with what special wish is being granted for you. You know what's interesting? I see, okay, so I think this is so interesting, right? A couple different like patterns I'm seeing here. So we have the Queen of Cups, who is extremely intuitive, right? And then I see like some tarot cards here. So I don't know if some of you here are hoping to learn more about divination, learn more about tarot cards or oracle cards or divination practices. Maybe you want to start working with like angel numbers, repeating numbers. Maybe you all want to look into spirit animal totems. You know, maybe certain animals come into your life and you feel like they're trying to give you a message. And so, yeah, anyway, I think that in terms of what special wish is being granted, again, your intuition is strengthening, but I also feel like you could use this as a way to either express your creativity and kind of put your work out there, or this could be a way that you could actually earn an income and really provide for yourself and create this create a lot of sustenance for yourself. Now, the other thing I'm seeing here is the repeating sun and stars, sun and stars. So we have sun and stars here. We have a sun and stars here. We have a sun here. So I do feel like I keep hearing like you're somebody's sun and stars. You're their whole world. You're their everything. So I don't know if you're going to be like reuniting with someone who like means a lot to you, or maybe you're going to be reuniting with somebody else who means the world to you. There's so many different variations here, but beyond all the patterns and the symbols that I see here, let's go back to the grounding potato card. So I do think that your themes in terms of the wish that's being granted to you are centered around things like stability, nourishment, and really this deep connection to your roots or the earth. So one thing that I think that is being granted to you is financial stability, right? So I think that you're going to be achieving a very stable and secure financial situation. So just as potatoes are very much like a staple food that provides us with a lot of sustenance, I do think that you're going to have this financial security and this ability to meet your basic needs. And I think that you're going to be entering a period where your income and your expenses are going to be very well balanced. And I think that you're going to feel a lot more grounded and secure. I think that you're going to also find a lot of personal growth and stability. When I think about potatoes, they grow underground. They're rooted in the soil. And so this really does symbolize the importance of being grounded. I don't know, for some of you here, maybe you're developing a stronger sense of self, or you're gaining confidence, or you want to feel more anchored in your personal identity and values. If these are all things that are interesting to you or things that you desire, I do have a podcast called the That's Deep podcast, and it talks about everything around personal growth, self-discovery, everything introspective. So I talk about things like personality types, Myers-Briggs personality types. I have some things about the Enneagram in there. I also talk about astrology, your different signs, how to understand your birth chart. And I've also interviewed a bunch of different people of various different personality types and various different astrological signs. And many of these people have actually created a life and a business and relationships and, you know, a situation and a life where it feels very freeing to them. It feels like they're doing the things that they love. And so they share their stories about, you know, their journey to creating the life that they truly desired and the life that really lights them up. So anyway, I digress. Check out my personal development podcast in the description if you're interested. Okay. I also feel like you're going to have a lot of career stability and growth. I think that you're going to either find or secure a job that not only meets your financial needs, but it also aligns with your values, and it really does give you a sense of purpose. I think that your career could be like getting a lot more solid. Now, I also think that there's also this element of physical health and wellness. So I think that many of you here are going to be on the receiving end of better health. I think that you're going to be adopting healthier habits, maybe finding a routine that really enhances your well-being as a whole. Another thing here is I feel like you're going to be creating a very stable and comforting home environment. So many of you here are going to be finding a place to either call home, or you're going to be making your current living situation a lot more stable and comforting. For some of you, maybe you're going to be moving to a new house, or you're going to be improving the home that you currently live in, or maybe you're just going to work on feeling a lot more settled into where you are. Just all depends on your situation. We also have the Sun and Stars card here. So with this card, I think this speaks to things like hope and having light and guidance. I do think that you're going to be finding clarity and enlightenment. I think that many of you here are truly on the verge of discovering your true purpose, or kind of gaining clarity on a situation that's been confusing or kind of uncertain. I do think that the stars here symbolize things like navigation and finding your way. So I think that many of you here are about to find the direction or the path that you've been seeking in life. And the Sun is also a source of strength and power. So I don't know if some of you here have been wishing to find like the inner strength to overcome like a specific challenge, or maybe to shine brightly despite any sort of adversity that you're going through. But just remember that the stars shine brightest in the dark, right? So sometimes you have to find your resilience and your strength in those tough times. And the Sun also talks about things like achievement and success. So I don't know if some of you here are going to be getting some sort of like career advancement or like personal success or achieving a long-term goal. Stars can also talk about things like fame and recognition. So I do think that you're going to be receiving acknowledgement and appreciation for any sort of talents or efforts that you have. I also think that this card speaks to like creativity and having that spark of inspiration. So if any of you out there have a creative project or an idea, just know that it might soon be coming to fruition. Stars are also associated with dreaming big and having big aspirations. So I don't know, for some of you here, you might be finding your creative dreams or your projects really gaining momentum and visibility. I don't know if for some of you out there, maybe you're YouTubers as well, and you're finally finding that like consistency to put those videos out there and they're really gaining traction, or they will, you know, in the near future. Yeah, we also have the third house here. This one says communication. So the third house in astrology, it covers a bunch of different things, but it talks about communication, how we connect to the world around us, our communication styles. Can talk about things like, you know, short trips, short journeys, our local community, our siblings, and our immediate environment. And it also rules over the way we process information and learning and really our day-to-day interactions. So I think that maybe some of you will find yourself having improved communication skills. Maybe you're going to become more articulate and confident in expressing your ideas. Maybe some of you are going to get better at public speaking or writing, or even having your, you know, day-to-day conversations. I do think that this also represents some sort of like successful learning or education. So for those of you out there who have been wanting to start a new course, maybe learn a new skill or deepen your knowledge in some specific area, just know that with the third house here, you're definitely going to find success in whatever these pursuits are. So I think that this could be a good time for picking up a hobby that really like enhances your intellectual skills or maybe your educational skills. I also feel like you're going to have better relationships with your siblings or your neighbors, because the third house talks about our relationships with our siblings and our neighbors. So I don't know if these relationships are going to be improving or strengthening. I think that for some of you, you might be working on resolving conflicts or really developing a closer bond, or really finding this new level of understanding and cooperation in your connections with others. I also feel like there's going to be some positive changes in your local environment. So maybe like some of you are going to move to a better neighborhood, or you're going to become more active in your community, or maybe you're going to feel more connected to your surroundings. And then for those of you who this resonates with, this is going to be a specific some of you. But if you've been like wishing for some sort of like trip or some sort of local travel, I think that this thing is being granted to you as well. So I don't know if some of you are going to be going on a vacation or like a travel somewhere, or going somewhere that really brings you joy and new experiences. For example, this past weekend, my family and I went to this really cool outdoor nature garden place that like we have never been to before, and my husband and I have lived here forever, and we're just like, okay, we've never seen this before. And so sometimes it's fun to like play tourist in your own local community, you know, even if it's somewhere where you were like born and raised. Sometimes it's fun to seek out new activities and learn new things in your local community. So maybe that's something that some of you are going to do here, pile 2. I also feel like you might find that you're meeting like new people. Maybe you're going to build a strong network of contacts. Maybe you're going to be collaborating with others, because this is the house of networking and building connections. And since the third house is also linked with communication, it also talks about the tools that we use to communicate. So things like phones, computers, the internet. I don't know if for some of you, you're like wishing for a new phone or a computer, a new device. Those could be like some wishes that are being granted for you. Some of you might be upgrading these tools, or maybe you're going to become more adept at like using different sort of communication platforms. So yeah, we also have the card of perfect timing. So I feel like in terms of your career, if some of you out there are wishing for like a dream job or getting a promotion, I feel like maybe some of you are going to be getting a position that becomes available just when you're the most prepared for it, or just when your unique skills are in high demand. I also feel like there's a lot of personal growth here. With perfect timing, maybe you find the right mentor or course or resources exactly when you need them to make these big leaps and a lot of growth. Or, you know, in terms of relationships, maybe you want to find a meaningful relationship, or you want to strengthen existing relationship. And so maybe you meet someone or deepen a connection at a moment when you both feel like you're ready for that next step. I also feel like there's an element of financial prosperity here. So for those of you who have been wishing for more financial stability or some sort of significant financial opportunity, I do think that some of you here will be receiving like a financial windfall, like an inheritance or a profitable investment right when you need it the most, right? Those are just a couple examples. In terms of like creative pursuits, I think that you might be getting a breakthrough idea or like an opportunity at a moment when your audience or like your market is most receptive to your work. Again, with the themes of like travel and adventure, maybe for some of you, you're dreaming of a dream trip or a dream adventure. So I do think that the wish that's being granted to you is having that ability to travel to wherever you'd like to go. Maybe it's the perfect season, or you have like a lot of money at the right time. Like there's just so many different options here. Now we also have the Scolecite crystal here. We also have one in real form here as well. But with this card, it says Scolecite. So what it is, Scolecite is a super vibey, icy white stone that forms in needle-like bursts. Who needs it? Up all night, worrying about the coming singularity types, brave explorers of beautiful dreamscapes. Where to put it? Under your pillow before bed, wherever you like to establish an impenetrable chill zone. When to use it? When it's time to take your sleep hygiene to the next level, i.e. put the phone down, pick up a book, a paper one, sip a chamomile tea, slather on the lavender oil, and wait for some rapid eye movement. And those dreamy messages marked important by your subconscious. And this one says, dive into your dreams. Back to intuition. I don't know if some of you are, again, like wishing to increase your psychic senses, or like wishing to improve or strengthen your intuition. I do think that this comes as a reminder and as a confirmation that your intuition is very strong. This is actually a natural talent of yours. I think that many of you here have known that you've been intuitive since you were really young. So in terms of dive into your dreams, some of you might be intuitive dreamers here. You might get like messages, signs, symbols, things like that through your dreams or your dream state. And for those of you who are interested in like, I know this is getting very woo-woo and like very spiritual, but for those of you who are interested in things like lucid dreaming and like dream work, Scolecite is a great crystal to use for that. And then I also want to show you one more thing. Let's find it. And then for those of you who are like, you have a lot of vivid dreams, you've been working on writing down your dreams or trying to remember them, and you're trying to interpret like the different symbolism in your dreams or the things that pop up, I love using this dream decoder deck. I also have the dream decoder journal as well. It's very similar, only this is in card form, but I'll have this linked for you in the description if you're interested in like decoding your dreams. Basically, this deck has like 60 different cards and a little like guidebook here. It goes over a bunch of different examples of the different dreams that people have and what they mean. So like, okay, I don't know, this, we'll just go for an example. Like for this one, the dream of being chased. So for those of you who have ever been like had a dream that you've been being chased, this is what it means. Being chased in a dream is a powerful indication that you're trying to avoid someone or something in waking life. Running away or feeling the need to hide or escape usually carries the same meaning even when no specific threat appears. When the identity of the threat is apparent, it may offer you clues, but if it remains vague, generalized, or unknown, as it often does, chances are it has an emotional source. Perhaps you're trying to deny or hide from painful feelings, or you may be running away from a responsibility or expectation, either self-imposed or placed upon you by others. If you continue to avoid dealing with the issue, there's a likelihood that this unsettling but common dream will recur. Such dreams can be hard to interpret since they require a considerable degree of self-understanding. Using a close friend as a sounding board can often help. So that's just one example of a dream that you could have and its interpretation. There's so many other ones. So like I said, this will be linked for you in the description if you're interested in learning more about how to decode your dreams, especially if you're an intuitive dreamer. And I feel like for many of you here, I feel like you have been an intuitive dreamer for a long time. And I think that for some of you here, maybe you just need more confirmation and affirming words that this gift is actually indeed valuable and important, and you're not crazy, you're just very intuitive. So yeah, we have the Sun card here. On the back of this one, it says, "Give me the splendid silent sun with all of his beams full dazzling." Walt Whitman. So it's really interesting too. So we have the sun here, but then also the tarot card that's like on the front of this deck here is the sun. So the sun in the tarot typically represents things like happiness, joy, a feeling of warmth, success, achievement. So yeah, I think that those are themes in terms of what wish is being granted for you. You're headed into very bright time, pile 2. You're headed into a lot of success, achievement, positive times. Again, side note for those of you who have been wanting to become parents or wanting to get pregnant, sometimes the Sun card can indicate that as well, because in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, there is like a picture of like a baby on there too. So I just wanted to say that. That won't resonate with everyone though. That's for a specific some of you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But yes, we also have our Super Attractor affirmation card here. This one says, "When I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature." So I do think that this speaks to like being in that state of appreciation and gratitude. When we're feeling that, we are in the vibration of abundance and love and a prosperity and success. So for those of you who are interested in using like a gratitude practice or gratitude as a tool to manifest more abundance and more of the things that you desire, this could be a card that's reminding you to like, yeah, tap into that gratitude practice. Maybe some of you want to work on journaling and scripting out your desires. So what I like to do is I'll just get any old journal, doesn't have to be fancy. When I want to manifest something specifically, I'll write it out as if it's already happened. So like I'll write it in past tense, right? So like, or I guess, I don't know how you'd say that, maybe not past tense, but I'll write like, "I am so happy and grateful that I got my dream job," or that I'm so happy and grateful that now I work remotely and I'm able to be home with my kids during the day. You know, so many different things here. "Oh, I'm so happy and grateful that I manifested my dream car or a new car." Or, "I'm so happy and grateful that this business deal closed because I really needed that." So many different things here, right? Scripting, gratitude. It's going to be a really powerful tool when it comes to your manifestation. Okay, so the next thing I want to do here is I would love to pull some tea leaf fortune cards to find out more information for you. And these cards want to fly out already. So we have grapes, time to go out and have fun. Ant, work, achievement, and success. You have crown, honor and respect will come to you. Knot, unsuccessful plans. Rose, romance is in the air. We have fan, romance, celebration, party. We have hills, obstacles to overcome, and then we have claw. Be careful and do not take risks. Okay, so looking at all of this, let's talk about some of the more challenging aspects first. So for those of you who have been working hard at something, toiling away, and maybe sometimes you felt like your plans have been unsuccessful, just know that these were actually obstacles to overcome in your journey, right? These were certain, like certain hurdles that you had to jump over, right? And I think that sometimes when we deal with plans that are unsuccessful or they don't turn out the way we think they are going to be, we get nervous and we don't want to take any risks and we become more careful and more withdrawn and more hesitant. Just know that this is not the outcome for you. You are on your way to, because you've been putting in a lot of hard work, obviously. You've been toiling away at something. Just know that your work is leading you to achievement and success. Honor and respect will come to you. You will be getting recognized, or you will be getting some sort of notoriety around something. Just know that double time, romance is in the air. Positive thing for your relationships, pile 2. You also can look forward to celebrating something or celebrating with others, having a party. And this is really a time to go out and have fun. Every time I see grapes, I think about abundance and opulence and those kinds of things. So you're definitely on your way to brighter, warmer, more fun, and more prosperous times, pile 2. Thank you so much. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. I love connecting with you all in the comments. So subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Please take care of yourself. I hope to see you back on the next video after this. I have a playlist with a ton of pick a card readings on my channel for you to explore. But if not this time, I will see you back on the next reading. Bye, pile 2. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. Okay, so pile 3. The first card that you have here is the Page of Pentacles. You also have Transition, Cauliflower. You have Prosperity and Abundance. You also have Aries, Act. You have Romance. And then you have the Rose Quartz card that you chose earlier in the reading. Then you have this like sunset with clouds, and I don't know if this is grain, but the sunset card. And then you also have your Super Attractor affirmation card. This one says, the more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. I just saw 111 on the camera. So for those of you who are interested in angel numbers, 111 is definitely a number that speaks to manifesting, the beginning of things. So yes, very exciting. The first card that I want to talk about here is the Page of Pentacles. So this card typically talks about things like a new beginning or the manifestation of a wish related to some sort of practical matter, specifically in the areas of career, education, and finances. So for those of you who have been wishing for a new job, a new promotion, or maybe some sort of opportunity for learning and growth, just know that this wish is being granted to you. So I definitely think that you're going to be getting some sort of advancement or a new start in your career or in your educational pursuits. I think that some of you here might be receiving an offer, or you might be finding yourself presented with a chance to move forward in your professional life in some way. For those of you who have been wishing to manifest more financial stability, maybe a raise, or maybe to receive some sort of profitable opportunity, just know that this wish for either like financial security or material gain will be fulfilled. So this could come through as like a new job offer, like I mentioned before, or some sort of successful investment, or maybe some sort of like lucrative business opportunity. But I do think that for those of you who are wishing to like develop new skills or talents, just know that this wish is going to be granted for you. I don't know, for some of you out there, you might be taking a course or maybe getting hands-on experience or finding a mentor that can really guide you. For those of you who have been wishing for better health or better wellness or a more balanced lifestyle, this card could signify that either this like wish for better health or like a healthier lifestyle is going to come to fruition. Maybe some of you start a new fitness regimen, or you adopt better habits, or you find the right healthcare provider. There's just so many different things that are possibilities here. If you've been wishing for stability or security or having this solid foundation, just know that this is being granted as well. Maybe some of you are going to manifest finding a stable living situation or establishing more of a secure financial situation, or really building this reliable support network. This card also talks about manifesting your practical goals, right? Or like completing a project. So any sort of efforts or like focus on you kind of like manifesting some tangible achievements, they're going to pay off. We also have the transition card here. This one says cauliflower, and we have Cancer energy here. So not sure if some of you out here in this reading are Cancers, or you have Cancer somewhere significant in your birth chart. Maybe this is the sign of another person in mind, or this could just be the energy at play. And Cancer is very nurturing. Also at the time of this reading, it is the start of Cancer season. But yes, Cancer is very nurturing, intuitive, compassionate. They're protective, so many different things. Cancers are amazing. So yes. But anyway, in terms of transition, I think that when we speak to things like career, maybe some of you here are going to be transitioning to a new career path, or maybe you're going to be finding a job that really aligns better with your skills and your passions. If you've been wishing to start a new career journey or to find a job that really offers you more fulfillment and growth, just know that that is being granted to you. Maybe you're going to be exploring like cool new opportunities that really cater to your abilities and your true interests, you know? Again, I feel like there's going to be this element of personal growth and development. I think that you're going to have this focus on self-improvement, maybe even spiritual awakening. For those of you who are interested in personal development, personal growth, self-help, I do have a podcast called the That's Deep Podcast. I have it linked for you in the description of this video, but I do talk about things like personal growth and self-improvement and spiritual awakening through using tools like personality types, you know, Myers-Briggs personality types. I do have things on the Enneagram in there. I do have some chats on human design. We also talk about astrology, understanding your birth chart. I have a ton of different interviews with people of various signs and personality types, and many different entrepreneurs who have truly created the life that they have always dreamed about. So if you're interested, check out the link in my description. That's Deep Podcast on all podcast platforms. But okay, back to this reading. So in terms of this transition, cauliflower, I think that you're going to be going through some sort of change or transformation that is really nourishing to your soul. For some of you, I think that you're going to see positive changes in your relationships. I think that many of you here are going to be strengthening your existing bonds, and for some of you, you might be finding a new partner who really complements you in your own unique way. I think that you're also going to be transitioning into a more creative or artistic phase in your life. I think that many of you here have been wanting to express yourself creatively, whether this is through things like art or writing or music or other forms. Just know that this wish is being fulfilled, right? So I think you're going to have this time to explore your talents and different perspectives and really like the versatility of being a creative person, right? There's no one right way to create, right? Or to express your creativity. Now, I don't know if some of you here are going to be either like moving to a new place or experiencing some sort of like significant environmental change, but I just know that you're going to be going through some sort of transition that really offers you new opportunities, the opportunity to be nourished as well. We also have the prosperity and abundance card here. This one reminds me of the Nine of Pentacles. So like self-sufficiency, prosperity, abundance, self-reliance, being financially secure. For those of you who have been wishing for things like financial stability or increased income or kind of freedom from financial worries, I think that some of you here are going to receive some unexpected financial wins, right? Some unexpected financial gains. Maybe this is a promotion or a really good business opportunity or a really good investment. I think that you are like transitioning into a more comfortable and prosperous financial situation. Again, this could talk about career advancement, maybe abundance in your relationships, maybe abundance of good health and well-being. I do think that with this card, you are going to find things like financial success, really fulfilling relationships, this beautiful creative expression, so many different things, you know. We also have the Aries Act card here. And now Aries as a sign is associated with things like action and courage and taking initiative and asserting yourself and really taking these bold steps. So for those of you who have been wishing for some sort of career advancement or some sort of like business or entrepreneurial success, just know that this wish is going to be granted by you taking decisive action, right? Maybe you go ahead and launch that project that you've always wanted to launch, or you apply for a promotion, right? Or you put your name out there for a promotion or an upgrade, or you boldly pursue some sort of like new opportunity. I see a lot of personal growth and independence here. I think that you're going to be taking courageous steps forward. Maybe you're going to be setting boundaries. Maybe you're going to be pursuing new hobbies or interests, or maybe you're going to be asserting your needs in your relationships. I keep hearing like that's key, asserting your needs, having boundaries. I think that you're going to initiate very honest conversations. You're going to be expressing your feelings, and you're going to be taking the lead and really nurturing your relationships. I also feel like for those of you out here who have been wishing for some sort of creative success, this is going to be granted to you by taking that bold and that creative action, right? So maybe you start a new artistic project, or maybe you showcase your talents a lot more confidently, right? Or maybe you fearlessly pursue that creative vision that you've always had. I don't know if some of you have been wishing for adventure or exploration. Maybe you're going to be planning like a spontaneous trip, or you're going to do some sort of new activity. Or maybe you're just going to embrace opportunities that really do contribute to your personal growth through having new experiences. So yeah, whatever you've been wishing to manifest, I do think that this is going to come about as you actively pursuing your goals with that determination and courage, really trusting your instincts and really taking those bold steps forward. We also have the romance card here. So for those of you who this resonates with, I do think that you're going to meet someone special, right? Maybe some of you out here are wishing to meet someone who deeply connects with you. So I don't know if you're gonna like run into someone who really resonates with you on a deep level. Maybe this is someone who shares similar values and interests. I'm also hearing like reconnecting with like maybe an old friend, old childhood friend. For many of you here who are already in a relationship, I feel like the wish that's coming true is that you're gonna deepen this existing relationship. I do think that you're going to manifest this period of closeness and understanding and this harmony with your partner. And I keep hearing like better emotional intimacy, right? I think there's a lot of emotional fulfillment here. And I think that a lot of this fulfillment is going to come through this relationship where you feel loved and supportive and very emotionally secure. I think that your ability to like give and receive love is going to grow as well. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of good things for you, Pile 3, like maybe unexpected romantic gestures, spontaneous outings, maybe going out and having these very memorable experiences that really deepen your connection with this special someone. For those of you who this resonates with, this is a specific some of you out here, you could be desiring to like heal from a past heartbreak, or maybe being disappointed in a relationship. Now, I really do feel like you're going to be healing emotionally. You're going to be getting more insights and more closure that's going to allow you to move forward with this really profound sense of like hope and openness. And for some of you out there, I even think like you might be achieving some major milestones in your relationships. Like if you're already in a relationship, some of you might be getting engaged or celebrating an anniversary or getting married. There can be so many different things here. But yeah, overall, pile 3, you might be manifesting a new relationship, either deepening an existing one. There's a lot of emotional healing here. But yeah, I definitely think that like the theme of romantic adventures is like really present here. And I love that we have romance and we're talking about love, because we have the rose quartz crystal card here, as well as a real life rose quartz crystal. If any of you are interested in getting your hands on any of the crystals that you see here today, or any of the crystal jewelry that you see here today, I do have crystals, crystal jewelry, regular jewelry, and then everyday self-care essentials in my online shop. I have that linked for you in the description of this video if that is something that interests you. But let's read what's on the back of this rose quartz card. Okay, so rose quartz, what it is. Rose quartz is love in rock form. Who needs it? The overly self-critical, sentient spiritual beings who love deeply, those in the healing arts, or those who want to be. Where to put it? In spaces you want to zone safe and sacred, held with both hands to your heart with the utmost loving kindness. When to use it? When you feel like you've always had to be the one who had to have it all figured out, to work the hardest, to hold it all together for everyone else. Rose quartz gives us a pink cashmere covered platform to be soft, sweet, and open to spirit. This one says take care of your heart. I love it. I love rose quartz. I just think it's something that's very popular and very trendy, but never discount the power of rose quartz. It's a very powerful stone. For those of you who are interested in just diving into more love and self-love specifically, I would work with rose quartz. So yes, rose quartz is such a good card if you all are trying to promote more love in your life. Now we also have the sunset card here. Spiritually, sunsets symbolize things like transition and change, right? Because sunsets signify the transition from day to night. They symbolize change and the passage of time. Sunsets mark the end of the day, right? And the beginning of rest and reflection. So yeah, I do think whatever wish is being granted is around some sort of transition or change that you've been looking for. I also feel like there's this element of completion and fulfillment, right? Because the sunset represents kind of the culmination of the day, right? It represents completion and fulfillment. So maybe you're going to be like achieving or accomplishing some sort of long-held goal, right? This represents the end of a journey or a task. This represents celebrating your accomplishments and really finding closure. I also feel like this is the pile that's going to manifest more time for rest, more time for luxury, more time to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? It's time to slow down and prepare for a new day, new opportunities. This card really does remind us of the importance of rest and self-care, right? Because we do need to balance our active and productive times with periods of relaxation and renewal. So yes, I also think that you're going to be manifesting more beauty in your life, because a lot of humans, we're drawn to sunsets. We think they're very beautiful, right? So I think that you're going to be finding a lot of beauty in life. I think that you're going to also be finding a lot of peace and tranquility. I think many of you here have this really deep connection to nature. So yeah, I do think that sunsets, they really just represent a chance for us to pause and appreciate the moment and really reflect on our lives and find beauty and peace in the natural cycles of our lives, right? So we also have our super attractor card here. This one says, the more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver, right? So like, for example, if you have manifested or you're about to manifest more wealth, more abundance, more prosperity, by having a gratitude practice around that, and by saying, yes, universe, like this is what I love, right? Like I've created all this abundance and now I can sit back and enjoy, and I love this kind of stuff. Yes, please, right? Yes, not yes please, but it's like I've seen people say like, okay, so if they're like enjoying something or they've manifested something really good for their life, they'll tell the universe, their higher self, God, whatever it is that resonates with you, right? They'll say, you know, thank you so much. I would like more of this in my life. So it's kind of like that energy. It's like the more that you keep attuning yourself to being in that energy of appreciation and being in that energy of gratitude for what it is that you desire, what it is that you've manifested, all the good things, then the more you are aligning yourself with the vibration to which it's easier for the universe to deliver more of that good thing to you. So I hope that makes sense. Let's dive into our tea leaf fortune cards here to get more information for pile 3. So the first card you have is Whale, great worry over nothing. We also have Older Man, dealings or relationship with an older man. You also have Turkey, someone is behaving stupidly. You also have Rainbow, the most difficult part of the situation is over. We also have Hammock, taking a vacation, physically or mentally. We also have Broken Bridge, unsuccessful problem or unsuccessful outcome to a problem. We also have Well, family wishes coming true. And then you also have Grasshopper, situations in balance that require careful handling. So, okay, for those of you who have been going through a difficult situation, whether that's, you know, you're running into like unsuccessful outcomes to problems that you've been trying to solve, right? Or you're running into like roadblocks. Maybe you're dealing with people who are behaving in ways that aren't so fun to deal with, right? Maybe you've been dealing with situations that require like delicate handling. Just know that whatever you've been going through, if it's been tough, just know that there's a rainbow coming after the storm, right? The most difficult part of the situation is over. Okay, so for those of you who have been worrying about your troubles or your challenges, just know that, not to say that like your challenges or your troubles aren't anything or they're not valid, they are, right? And it might not feel like nothing, but I think it's almost like this energy of like, if your future self were to tell you the way that everything was going to turn out, or like if your future self was going to give you some words of reassurance, it would be that like whatever you're worrying about right now is going to be something that you get through later on in the future. It's going to be something that doesn't trigger or bother you as much as it does right now in the present moment. So for those of you who that resonates with, I hope that that makes sense. We also have very positive things to look forward to. So we have Well, family wishes coming true. For any of you who have been wishing for something for your family, your home life, your loved ones, just know that your good wishes are coming true. You also, many of you here are going to be manifesting a vacation, either physically or mentally. You're going to be manifesting some time to relax, some time off, some time to just be. I keep hearing that like you're a human being, not a human doing. And then for those of you who this resonates with, maybe you'll have dealings or relationship with an older man, or maybe this is something that you've been through. But yes, that is it for today's reading. Thank you so much, Pile 3. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose because I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Please take care of yourself. I do hope to see you on the next video after this. I have a playlist on my channel with a ton of pick a card readings, everything from career, money, love, finances, manifestation, spirituality, all different topics. So check that out if you're interested, and if not this time, then I'll see you back on the next video. Bye, Pile 3. Hi, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. Okay, so Pile 4. The first card that you have here is the King of Swords. You also have Clarity, Carrot. You also have Give In to Passion. You have 10th house, authority. You also have big happy changes. You have your Carnelian crystal card that you chose earlier in the reading. You have your seashells card. And then you also have your super attractor card, and this one says, my super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith in love, and the joy I put out. So let's start out with the King of Swords here. The King of Swords typically talks about things like clarity, like mental strength, things like authority and leadership, and it can relate to things like legal matters or justice. It talks a lot about communication and being very diplomatic in terms of like the way that you communicate or the way that you resolve conflicts. This card can also talk about things like integrity and truth. It can talk about strategy and planning, right? It can talk about a bunch of different things like that. So in terms of like what special wish is being granted for you, I feel like you're going to be getting a very clear perspective on a specific situation, and it's going to allow you to make choices with confidence. And I also feel like you're going to be achieving some sort of intellectual mastery in some area of your life. Now, I also feel like another wish that's being granted for you is that you're going to be stepping into a position of authority or leadership or some sort of position of influence. I do feel like you're going to receive recognition for some sort of expertise that you have, or for taking on a leadership role, or you're going to be gaining respect and influence in some area of either your professional or your personal life. And I'm also hearing creative life as well. Now, I feel like for some of you here, maybe you've had like a specific wish that you've been wanting that's related to like legal matters or fairness, or, you know, around the idea of justice. Just know that like a very fair and just resolution is coming your way. And again, you're going to receive that clarity and that guidance in navigating any sort of issue that you're going through. I do think that you will be also experiencing more clear communication. I think that your negotiation skills are going to be very, very top-notch, and it's going to be very effective. I think that you're going to be able to resolve any sort of conflicts with rationality. Again, I do think that you're going to have successful negotiations, or like very constructive conversations, or maybe like finding solutions through reasoning, right? Now, I also feel like if you've been looking for some sort of truth or some sort of honesty or integrity in a situation or a relationship, just know that you're going to be receiving the answers to whatever you've been looking for. I don't know if you're going to be like uncovering the truth or standing up for what's right or finding clarity in some sort of like morally challenging situation, but just know that like the right answers are coming, the truth is coming. I do feel like for some of you, maybe this wish that you have is related to achieving like a long-term goal. So just know that you're going to have the foresight and the ability to plan things out strategically so that you can be successful in achieving your goals. So yeah, again, I think you're going to be making well-informed decisions. You're going to be successfully executing your plans. You're just going to be bossing up, leveling up is what I'm feeling. Now, we also have the clarity card. This one says carrot. And this is Virgo energy here. So I don't know if some of you here have Virgo somewhere significant in your birth chart. Maybe this is the sign of another person that you have in mind, or maybe this is just the energy at play here. Virgo can be very analytical. They can be very systematic. They can be organized. Virgo can also represent the act of being of service to other people as well. But I do feel like with clarity here, and we have an eye, like we're thinking about the theme of vision. So I love that like we spoke about how the King of Swords represents things like clarity and vision and all of that, and here we are again with another confirmation of clarity and receiving this clear vision or insight or understanding around something. So for those of you who have wished for maybe clarity in making important decisions in your life, just know that this wish is being granted. I feel like you're going to have a very clear understanding of your options, and you're going to feel confident in your choices. Or maybe you're going to be receiving guidance that really helps you to make decisions that are aligned with your highest good. For those of you who have been looking for clarity and understanding your relationships, or maybe you're trying to resolve conflicts, just know that you will be granted the right insights into your own emotions and, those of others. And I do think that you're going to be able to see your relationships more clearly, and you're going to be able to find resolutions that bring more peace and harmony. I also feel like you're going to be getting more self-awareness and personal growth. One of the wishes that are being granted to you is that you're going to be gaining clarity around your strengths and your weaknesses, maybe your life purpose. And I think that you're going to experience a breakthrough that really does lead to a lot of personal transformation and personal growth. So for those of you who are interested in personal development, self-help, all those kinds of things, I do have a podcast called the That's Deep Podcast, and I talk about the different tools that you can use on your self-discovery journey to help you understand your strengths, to help you understand the areas that maybe we need to pour more nourishment into ourselves, and how to leverage these skills to improve your life and your career and your relationships and your creativity. So I do have that linked for you in the description if you're interested in checking out my podcast. But coming back to this reading, I do feel like you will be getting a lot of clarity around maybe like your career direction if you've been like feeling like you don't know which way to go in terms of your next steps in your career. I do think that you're also going to be receiving opportunities that are really matched up with like your big goals or your big aspirations. I also feel like for those of you who have been desiring maybe more spiritual clarity or enlightenment or a deeper connection, I do think that you will be like involved in getting deeper spiritual insights or deepening that spiritual practice or really finding clarity around something that you've been trying to figure out. And it's going to bring you a sense of like fulfillment and peace. I'm also hearing like financial clarity. So I think that if for those of you who have been wishing for more financial stability or to understand your financial situation on a deeper level, or maybe to make wiser financial decisions, just know that that wish is being granted, right? So I do feel like maybe for some of you here, you're also going to like get financial advice that really leads you to this era of like prosperity and stability, and something that really does improve your financial situation for the long run. So yes, we also have Given to Passion. So with this card, one of the things that's popping up for some of you here is that passionate romance is going to flow into your life. So for those of you who are wishing for like a very deep, passionate romantic relationship, just know that you could be meeting someone who you might have like this very fiery and passionate connection with. I don't know if some of you are going to be like experiencing a very intense and close emotional connection with someone that really does set your soul on fire and really ignites this passion within you. Now, if that is not something that resonates with you, you could be getting like creative inspiration, right? So for some of you who desire to have more like creative inspiration or to tap into your artistic passions, just know that you're going to be getting a surge of creativity and artistic expression. So I feel like some of you here could find yourself really deeply immersed in creative projects that really do bring you a lot of fulfillment and joy. Maybe some of you are getting back into music. Maybe some of you are getting back into doing the things that you love. I think that you're going to be engaging a lot more in activities and hobbies that ignite your passion. And I think that you're going to be involved in doing things that bring more of a sense of fulfillment. So I'm just curious, pile 4, what are some of the things that you dreamed of doing as a child? Or what are some of the things that you could just get lost, for hours doing when you were younger, or maybe now, right? What are the things that bring you joy? Because this is the card that reminds you to really tap into that and make space and time to give into your passions, right? Now, I do feel like this could also represent you being granted a wish around like adventure and exploration. I don't know if some of you are going to be going on some sort of like thrilling adventure or exploring a new place or maybe trying a new activity that really like exhilarates and invigorates you. This is like going to be a high energy time. So We also have the 10th house here. This one says authority. The 10th house in astrology represents things like authority, our career, our public reputation, and our achievements. So I think that for this pile, you guys are going to be receiving either like a promotion or gaining recognition like we spoke about earlier. Gaining recognition for your skills and your achievements. Many of you here, again, are going to be put in like a leadership role, and you're going to be entrusted with more responsibilities in your professional life. Again, I think this is about establishing authority and leadership. Maybe you're going to be establishing yourself as like a leader or a mentor or an influential figure. I think that you're going to have a lot of opportunities that come your way that allow you to take charge and lead projects or to guide others in a certain way. I also feel like you're definitely going to be receiving public recognition or some sort of like acclaim or fame for the things that you've contributed or the things that you've produced. For those of you who have been kind of putting your creative work out there, whether this is online or like out there in like physical, tangible form or in any sort of way, just know that I think you're going to be gaining visibility in your community or your industry. I do think that you're going to be receiving awards or some sort of like accolade. But yeah, this really represents you being acknowledged for your expertise and your achievements on a larger scale. This could mean that some of you here accomplish some pretty big, ambitious career goals. Maybe some of you here are establishing a really solid reputation or some expertise in your field. But I definitely think you're going to be reaching a milestone in your career or your work life or your professional journey. I definitely think that your efforts are going to be paying off and your aspirations are going to be coming to fruition. For those of you who have been wishing for more stability and success and a solid foundation in your career, just know that you are going to be receiving that growth and that recognition and those opportunities that really do enhance your career trajectory and the places that you're trying to go. We also have big, happy changes. You're definitely going to have something to celebrate. I think that for some of you here, you're going to be like advancing in your career or maybe starting some sort of new opportunity that brings you this greater sense of satisfaction or maybe this very positive change in your professional life. I do think that a lot of you here are going to be receiving either like your dream job or a promotion that's very much aligned better with like your passions and your dreams and your aspirations. I think your relationships are going to improve, right? I do think that for those of you who are in a relationship, you're either going to deepen your current relationship or, for those of you who are single, you might be embarking on a new, really fulfilling partnership, right? I do think that many of you here are going to manifest finding a very loving and supportive partner. Some of you here are going to be strengthening your bonds with your loved ones, or maybe for those of you who are in a relationship, you're really going to be entering this phase of your relationship that is very harmonious and happy and loving and connected and intimate. These are all things that are super exciting. Again, I do feel like big happy changes. I feel like financial prosperity is on the horizon for you. Some of you here may be even moving or like traveling to a new place. I don't know if some of you here are going to be relocating to a place that maybe offers you more exciting opportunities. And then again, I just want to really drive home that you will be getting recognition for your creative work or the creative projects that you've been launching. Now we have the Carnelian card as well as the Carnelian crystal in physical form here. If you feel like getting your hands on any of the crystals that you see here today, or these crystal bracelets that you see here, then you can visit my online shop. I have that linked for you in the description. I also have just everyday essentials, self-care items, as well as like regular non-crystal jewelry as well. So yes, but let's see what's on the back of Carnelian. So Carnelian says, a cherry red chalcedony used by ancient Romans in signet rings, wax doesn't stick to it, and by modern folk to ward off insecurities. Carnelian's fiery energy helps us spin out of fearful thought cycles and into action. Who needs it? The understimulated, anyone looking to get acquainted with their fears. Hello, my name is... Your name? Hello, fear, my name is... You can enter your name here. We have some beautiful work to do together. Now STFU, and let's do this. Cards are so sassy, I love them. And it says where to put it, wherever you want to inject some passion and some confidence, i.e. your palate or your pelvis. And this one says when to use it, when you find your creativity or sex drive on sleep mode. And this one says, go with your gut. So yeah, again, we have the theme of passion. We have the theme of creativity, drive, confidence. So I do think that those are all themes that are heading your way. We also have the seashell card here. So with the seashells card here, seashells can be symbolic of communication and connecting with others. So I don't know if you've been wishing to connect with someone who maybe is physically very far from you or lives very far away from you, or you've just maybe lost contact with someone, or you would like to kind of reignite or re-spark the communication or the connection with someone. Just know that those wishes are things that are being granted to you. Seashells can also be seen as a symbol of like feminine energy and fertility. So again, I think that this like creative aspect of you and this nurturing aspect of you is really being developed. Seashells are also known to be very lucky and like prosperous, and they attract positive energy and opportunities. So I think that those are some things that are being granted to you as well. And I think that this theme of like travel or exploration could be here for some of you. Seashells, we often find them on beaches very far from wherever they came from. So seashells specifically can symbolize things like travel and explorations and, you know, adventures of the sea. They really do remind us of like journeys and this discovery of new horizons. So that's all super exciting. And then we have your super attractor card. This one says, my super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith and love, and the joy I put out. So yeah, I just think that you're going to be focused on the way you're feeling, and you're going to be more aware and like self-aware of kind of like the vibration that you're holding in each present moment. So I do think that you're going to be more focused on being intentional about how you feel throughout your day, and really almost like growing your personal power from continuously deciding to choose love over fear over and over and over again, right? And to choose joy over other feelings over and over again. And this doesn't mean to deny the way that you're naturally feeling. Like if you're upset or you're going through something or you're sad, doesn't mean for you to just forget about it or sweep it under the rug. But it does mean that once you have processed and sat with your emotions and acknowledged them, when you do feel like it's time to turn on a new leaf, that you can choose a different vibration, that you can choose an emotion that is vibrating a little bit higher than maybe what you've been feeling. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes when I go like more into like the esoteric, very woo-woo, like vibrational energy talk, sometimes I'm like, I wonder if this is making sense. But I really do feel like this is a community that gets it, and that you all are very much in tune with energy and vibration and the emotions and feelings around you and within you. So yes. Okay, let's dive into our tea leaf fortune cards here to get any additional information that you need to know. Pile 4. What does pile 4 need to know for their highest and best good? So you have woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. You have wishbone, a wish is being granted. I think that's super cool because the title of this reading is A Wish is Being Granted. We have scales, keep your life in balance. We also have stork, news of a birth or business opportunity. You have peacock, be aware of great pride. And then you also have fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. We have the fire element a lot here. Carnelian, given to passion, fire. So I don't know if any of you out there are fire signs, or something around your wish has to do with the element of fire, just like creativity, fertility, passion, initiation, the start of a new journey. We also have fox. This one says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. And then you also have spear. This one says heartache over what you no longer have. Okay, for any of you who have been disappointed or have experienced loss, or you felt a little left in the cold with something, maybe you went through an experience where your life looks a lot different now. Either way, just know that you're moving on to bigger and better times, right? Things are balancing out, right? Things are readjusting. Things are like, I want to say developing for you in a more positive way. This could be a sign to release some of the old hurts and the old heartache that you felt. This one says, beware of great pride. I don't know if like this is speaking to sometimes when we're upset and we feel resentment, or we feel like we're like we have a grudge against somebody else, or that someone's disappointed us. We can be filled with a lot of like, I don't want to say pride, but it's like our ego can feel very bruised. I just really feel like that's something that some of you here are going to be releasing. Remember, this is a general reading, so this may not resonate with everyone, but for those of you who have been through heartache, just know that, like, I keep hearing like transcending the ego. Like, you're just not gonna, it's not gonna sway you or trigger you in the way that it's felt in that moment. Hopefully that's making sense. But just know that we're leaving the rough times behind and we're moving towards more positive time. Remember, you have natural talents here. You have shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. You have news of a birth or a new business opportunity coming your way. Remember to keep investing in and kind of pouring into your passions and into yourself. Some of you here could be having dealings or relationships with a woman, but just know at the end of the day, a wish is being granted for you, luck is on your side, and happiness is just around the corner. So thank you so much, Pile 4. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I hope to see you on the next reading after this. I have a playlist with a ton of pick a card readings for you to explore, but if not this time, I'll see you back on the next reading. Bye, Pile 4.